Oh, that's right.
Yes.
The anticipation.
Is the music ever stop or is it?
Yeah, I think we're out, right? I don't think we have a background.
Okay, here we go.
But good evening and welcome to the Eternal Baseball Podcast. If you're a loyalist and you've been with us before, you realize the intro has changed a little bit. We'll get it working. But for
Are you hearing that feedback? I just heard the entire.
I'm not trying to give feedback, but am I reverberating?
I think I heard.
I barely hear it right
you
now.
Hear it?
Wait, yeah.
Let me log out and come back in.
We're off to a banner start here on the Eternal Baseball Podcast, starting season 5, and we appreciate you being with us. Tonight we've got kicking it off. Dave McDonald's here. Pleased to see you, Dave. We've got the defending champion Oakland A taking on the Texas Rangers. And if you are new, we appreciate you tuning in. We like to call it the best hour of baseball you'll see all week.
I'm back. All right. I was being an idiot and I had that other window open. So I was
okay.
Yes, that's my bad entirely.
Yeah, this if you believe it or not, this is our 108th podcast, but it's all new. Just so you know, in season 5, we're just starting Eternal Baseball. We have our game of the week every Sunday night. This year, we're starting at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. And what we do is we run through the news and notes of the week in Eternal Baseball, and then we get to the game. And game takes about 40 minutes to play if, barring extra innings. We usually play as the home team. We win and lose about the same amount, I think, or maybe that's being generous.
Being generous.
Yeah, probably is. But we do take suggestions from the audience for strategy and subs and things like that. If you're brand new to Eternal Baseball, we're starting our 5th season. And Roto and I are lifelong friends from the mean streets of Bend, Oregon, and always baseball fans. And so this is, we've been chatting about baseball our whole life, and we finally decided to put something down and try to entertain what masses there are. And so the basic bit of Eternal Baseball is if you took every player in history and stood them up on a field simultaneously in their prime, and had every team pull their players off that field to build the best possible rosters. Again, these are the players at their absolute peak. So it doesn't mean necessarily the best A's shortstop of all time, Bert Campaneris, is actually going to be on the A's because the peak of some other shortstops on the A's, Eddie Juice, Miguel Tejada, might actually be higher. So it is not a career achievement award. It is at their peak. What's the best team you could put on the field to play one season to play an Eternal Championship? And the reason we have Oakland tonight is because they're our defending champs, which we really got a tickle and a chuckle out of last year because they won the West 4 games under 500 and then just got nuclear hot in the playoffs. And in a year that was forgettable for Oakland A's fans for all the worst reasons, right? That the team is actually moving out and pulling up stakes. That was the year they muscled up in Eternal Baseball and made a run all the way to the title. It was pretty cool.
Awesome. And we have our first comments of the new season. Welcome, Dave. Welcome, Lester.
Good to see you guys. Spread the word. That's how you can help us. You can find our homepage is eternalbaseball.com. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter/X. You can find us on Instagram. Maybe we'll even get a Blue Sky page rolling. You never know.
True Social. Is that the other one?
Well, let's be careful here. But anyway, we've got all sorts of good things to show you. So we do the program we use, and we give the pub all the time. It's called Action with an exclamation point PC Baseball from www.dksports.com. And what we found was this was the most realistic baseball simulator out there. And one of our favorite things about it is every player is their stats are input using what we call their peak stats, which means top 3 consecutive seasons averaged to isolate their statistical peak. So it's every guy at the height of his powers, but no 1 year spikes, right? No, Brady Anderson isn't going to lead the league in homers, but he's going to hit his fair share because he has that one monster season baked into his peak. And what we found over 4 full seasons and 10 that we simmed before we even went live is that when you take the best pitchers in baseball history, all at their peak, and face them off against the best hitters in baseball, all at their peak, everybody's numbers suffer about 20 to 25%. So nobody hits 350 in eternal baseball, which would kind of make sense, right? Because even if Ty Cobb's going into Fenway Park for the weekend, he's going to face Roger Clemens, Cy Young, and Pedro Martinez, all in their prime. So, but those 3 guys aren't going to just walk through a Tigers lineup that has all in their prime Ty Cobb and Miguel Cabrera and Norm Cash and Hank Greenberg and Cecil Fielder.
K-Line, yeah.
Okay, you get the picture, right? The rotations have never faced lineups this good. And these lineups have never faced pitching this good. All, every day, every start, all the relievers. So numbers suffer a bit on both ends of the equation. But one of the things we like about the Action PC baseball simulation is that every player, every year, has their statistical baseline modified anywhere between 30% down and 30% up. So you never know exactly what you're going to get from a player in any given season. So it could be a spike, it could be a depression, and it's up to you to help us find it because it is hard to keep track of 32 teams. So if you see a guy who's really scuffling, let us know on our Facebook page, on the podcast, on our homepage, on our message boards. We want every team to be as competitive as possible. So if a guy's really stinking or a guy's really hot off the bench, maybe he deserves more playing time. We'd love to make that swap. And we've had Hall of Famers, right? I remember Charlie Gehringer. Was it Gehringer? Let's get it wrong. From the Tigers. Hall of Fame second baseman, the mechanical man, fantastic second baseman. And he was god-awful one year and got sent to their inactive roster. Because you know what? If Charlie's struggling, Lou Whitaker's ready to play. So every team's got depth. Let us know how we can use it better. Again, if it makes statistical sense, we'll make any change suggested to us.
We're very receptive.
Absolutely. And I don't know if I snuck it in there, but I did say 32 teams. If you're new to Eternal Baseball, when we built it, we wanted balanced divisions. So we wanted to add 2 squads to the 30 franchises currently in Major League Baseball. So giving Montreal the Expos back was an absolute no-brainer. That was easy. The second one took a little more work, but it's I think it's my favorite part of the whole Eternal Baseball thing. We built a team called the Birmingham Knights and filled it out with the legends of the Negro Leagues. So it's Willie Wells, it's Josh Gibson, it's Satchel Paige, it's Hilton Smith, it's Jose Mendez. It's all those fantastic players that didn't, by and large, unless they were on the fringe, that didn't get the opportunity to play against Major League Baseball competition daily. The barnstorming stuff happened and there were some exhibition games, but to be able to play against the other guys every night is a big deal. And it's one of my favorite things that we do. And by the way, Birmingham's pretty damn good and they've won their division all 4 years that we've played it. So we're off and running. Let me show you kind of how it works.
A couple more quick comments before we transition here. Welcome, Cameron.
Our friends at the What's on Joe Mind podcast want us to free Willie Randolph. That makes sense. Cameron Fletcher is one of our long timers and diehard. Good to see him again.
I'm keeping the shirt on until we'll get the demographic viewership information back. And if we're short on the female viewership,
given how far in the past we go, we do skew a little older, so we don't want to incite any heart attacks out there because that would hurt viewership. So
that would kill like 10 or 10. It could literally kill 10 or 20% of our viewership.
Yeah, that could tangibly affect what we have going on here. So let me share my screen here.
This could be Willie Randolph's year.
Make sure I share the audio because I've made that mistake before. All right, here we go. So this is kind of what the homepage looks like. And here's a little inside baseball because we've run stats and everything through today's games. That's Sunday the 17th. But I can't do the podcast and then run a full day's worth of baseball for tomorrow. So this actually has tomorrow's games baked into it because I've already simulated them, except for our game of the week, which is our Rangers A's showdown. So I mean, if you're an absolute psychopath, you can see who won tomorrow's games. Now, don't go to DraftKings, whether or not you have the crown or not. Right? Don't be wagering on Eternal Baseball.
That's when we'll know we've truly made it. When we have a.
It's going to be big time. We'll be right up there with AEW wrestling, right, in the big time.
The mob will be visiting us before you know it.
Right? Yeah. When I get that call, I'll be like, talk to Rotunda. He's Italian. That's how it works. So you can see some of the guys that are killing it over here. Paul Goldschmidt at 538. That's not bad. Of course, it is early. Hank Aaron leading the league in homers and RBI. That might actually stand up. But again, this is very, very, very early. I did put together some news and notes from around the league. We do want to wish happy birthday to Billy McMillan, Wild Thing, Mitch Williams, and Elias Diaz. So there's some notables celebrating today. I showed you Hank Aaron's leading the league and Paul Goldschmidt hitting crazy. Cleveland has started the year 0-5, but they started against Birmingham and now they're in Boston. So the schedule wasn't doing them any favors. The game we are going to, it is going to be A's versus Rangers, and the A's have taken the first two games of this series. In game one, Oakland surged to the lead with a 3-run first inning off Charlie Huff, but Texas fought back to tie it up. Reggie Jackson's solo homer in the 6th inning gave Charles Bender the win and the complete game. It was A's 4, Rangers 3. And then in game 2, it was the Al Simmons show as the A's outfielder cracked a 3-run homer and delivered an RBI single to make a winner of Lefty Grove and lift the A's to another 4-3 victory over the Rangers. So they will go for the sweep tonight. It'll be Jack Coombs, and some broadcaster back then had to call a strikeout a Coombstone, I think. Or maybe they weren't that creative. Either way, that's gold, Jerry. He's actually a pitcher from the Philadelphia A's from 1906 to 1914, and that highlights another part of Eternal Baseball. If you played for the franchise, then you belong to the current franchise. So there's plenty of Philadelphia Athletics that we're going to see today. Even a couple guys that played for the Washington Senators, the second version that became the Texas Rangers, are on that roster. You'll see, pay close enough attention, you'll see the original Washington Senators on the Minnesota Twins. You'll see St. Louis Browns on the Baltimore Orioles. That's just kind of how it works in Eternal Baseball. So anyway, Jack Coombs, at his peak, he was 17-8 with a 1.75 ERA. So not bad at all. That's how a guy you've probably never heard of makes the A's starting rotation. And in Texas, they hit a ton, but their pitching is not as deep. They have lefty C.J. Wilson on the mound. You probably remember him. He was a Ranger from 2005 to 2011. At his peak, 12-7 with a 3.07 ERA. So,
not bad.
Not bad. That's what we have on tap tonight. This next bit will get more interesting as the season goes along, but this is our weekly tracker. So essentially, we keep track of the overall record of the team, and then how they did this week. And so yellow means they were one of the best teams in the league this week. Pink means not so good. And so once it starts filling out, and we have 5, 6, 7 weeks in there, you can kind of see the trend line for your favorite team or a team you don't like. So again, yellow's good. Pink is bad. We called out Cleveland for their 0-5 week. And then your 4-1s, no record better than 4-1 so far. And that's the Pirates, the A's, the Twins, the Dodgers, the Tigers, the Red Sox, and the Knights. This is also where we keep track of the game of the week because we try really hard to get every team on the game of the week at least once per season. So that's how this shakes out. You'll see a lot more of this as the season goes on. And Cam here makes a good point. Yeah, we have taken flack from Cleveland fans in particular about calling their team the Guardians, or saying in Cleveland Guardians first baseman Jim Thome, when Thome never actually played for the franchise as named the Guardians, but we call every franchise by their current name. With Oakland, we're not going to move them out of Oakland until they actually have a guaranteed new place that they're 100% going to play. So if they're playing up in Sacramento for a couple of years, that's fine. Not our circus, not our monkeys. We're not going to call them the Sacramento A's. They'll still be the Oakland A's until they find a permanent address. So I was thinking just today that Tampa Bay is going to play in the Yankees minor league park in Tampa, because a hurricane went through Tropicana Field and did, I think they said, like $50 million worth of improvements, which is a Jim Cornette line, but it's hysterical. I was thinking, why don't they just have the Rays play in Oakland?
Ooh. Huh?
Leaving them in Tampa's better for them, but it'd be.
It's interesting. I mean, most of it was structural damage to the roof, right? So can't they? Seems like it'd be a little quicker, maybe just to nuke the roof.
Just peel the roof, yeah. I think it rains so much down there that it would make. It would get rid of the catwalks, though, right? That was always my biggest problem with that Costco they call a stadium down there, is that they have to have rules about what happens if a batted ball in play hits a catwalk. Like, God, it's just awful. But
Cameron said it was more damage than just the roof.
Oh, is it? And his Royals and Cubs are balancing each other out.
I willfully choose to believe otherwise.
No. No, I believe it was not structurally sound. I'm not sure if that has anything to do with the hurricane. But whatever. Half team will travel. Half the guys that go there anywhere are Yankee fans.
Maybe they'll film the end of a Bond film on the catwalk there.
Oh, and speaking of catwalk, we'll talk about timing. Watch, you see it? Oh,
there we go.
Here he comes. That's my cat, Colin, who has joined the podcast. But in reality, come here, big guy. There you go. He's probably headed upstairs. So we'll set him free. So anyway, that's where we're at. We're ready for baseball. Now, the one I don't want to throw DK Sports under the bus, but the one thing they're not really ready for is somebody who likes to start their seasons in November, and that's us. So this is me just going, maybe I'll sim today's games, and I go to play, and it's like, cool, it's January, right? No. So every time we got to move on up over here, get to November.
Do you have to do that for every single game?
I think if I'm playing games at a time, it'll bring me back to the right place.
Oh, okay.
But if you can sim like the whole day, which is normally what I'm doing. You got to be careful because you can also sim the whole month. So you got to watch out for that. But yes, here we are. We're doing November 18th. So as you can see, we got some scoreboard games up there already. These are tomorrow's games. But the one we're playing is Oakland at Texas. And we set both lineups to humans to start. I forgot I can hide that. All right, so pitching-wise, it is Jack Coombs with 2 O's. And on the other side, C.J. Wilson. All right, so for Texas, they're facing a right-hander, so we'll go over here to bat versus left and rights. We sort by OPS versus right-handers. This is still their peak stats that we're looking at, the stats that are entered into the computer, because we're only 5 games into the season, right? I don't want to base anything off the first 5 games. When we get a month into the season, we'll probably revisit all the lineups and see if there's any major tweaks that need to happen. But Roto, here we are with a lot of thunder.
They've got some pretty good bats, man.
They really
Josh
do.
Hamilton was such a beast, man. for those
It's
couple
such
of years.
Unfortunate, the way his career bounced around. But yeah, when he was right, holy smokes, he's actually pretty good defensively in center. So he ends up playing center field for them quite a bit. And one of the things I like most when we simmed 10 seasons ahead of time, because dig it is eternal baseball. The teams that have been around for more than a century have a distinct advantage because they have so many more players to pick from, right? But what we call the expansion era teams, which goes all the way back to the 60s, are at a disadvantage simply because of less time played, right? I don't think anybody looks at the Royals or the Blue Jays as expansion clubs anymore, but they are. And the less number of seasons you've put in, the tougher a road you have to hoe here in eternal baseball. No one worse than the Nationals, because we didn't let them use the Expo year. So they only go back to 2005. So yeah, it's gonna be tough for you there, Washington. But in one of the seasons we ran before we went live, kind of getting used to it, getting the kinks out, the Rangers won the title. And it was like the Molitor Blue Jays team, right, in the early 90s, where the pitching was really average, but they just slugged the hell out of everybody. And that's how Texas wins when they do win, is with the beat stick. So plenty of guys here. Top guys, we got Hamilton, Palmeiro, Juan Gonzalez, and Rusty Greer. That's kind of a surprise. I'm thinking Rusty Greer's got the least thunder, so he's probably leading off. And his on base is near the top there at 398, so that's not bad. So, Roto, who's your cleanup guy between Palmeiro, Hamilton, and Gonzalez?
Let's go Hamilton 2, and then Gonzalez 3. Maybe put Palmeiro. Oh, yeah, Frank Howard 2. Jeez.
Yeah, and that's one of my favorite nicknames, the Washington Monument. He was 6'7" and played for the Senators. He did actually play for the Rangers for part of a season after they moved to Texas, but they traded him. So, but he did actually wear that Rangers hat, which is kind of cool.
You choose, man. There's a lot of good options.
I mean, there's all sorts of things here.
You got bell traits. Yeah, man, that's a solid lineup.
It's a good, solid team here. Let's see. I'm going to go Teixeira. Teixeira will actually play first and put Gold Glove winner Rafael Palmeiro on the bench. Remember, there's a year where Palmeiro won the Gold Glove with like 40 games played in the field. It was ridiculous. Not that he was bad, right? He had a good glove, but come on, 40 games. Okay, so Teixeira.
Cameron thinks we should put Palmeiro in the 2-hole. I'm fine with that too.
Is that what we want?
I'm game.
Fine. So Hamilton cleans up?
Let's put Hamilton in the 3.
They give you lefties back to back to back. Is that okay?
I think so.
All right. Hamilton. That's one thing where we're different from Major League Baseball. There is no 3-batter limit. But I was actually playing a game earlier, and I found out you can't. There is the 3 pickoff rule. I threw a third pickoff attempt, and it blocked the guy over to second automatically. And I'm like, what the hell? Come on now. Fine. We're used to it.
Refund.
Right? I want all my money back. Okay, so Teixeira. The problem with Palmeiro DHing is we got no spot for Frank Howard, but that's where the numbers go. So
off the bench.
Yeah, fine. He'll be a Thunder off the bench. We got Pudge hitting 6th.
Who do they have for shortstop? Anybody? You got to scroll down.
Kind of slim. Yeah, it's Nelson Cruz, actually.
Nelson Cruz.
Who couldn't play outfield, as I recall. It's Michael Young. He's not terrible.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's fine. Yeah.
And then second base is... wow, it's Toby Hara or Ian Kinsler.
Let's go. I like Hara.
He was Hara, but whatever.
Huzzah.
He's actually valuable because he plays second, short, and third. So
you choose.
Got to have on the lineup. I'm going to go with Kinsler. He went to ASU.
There you go. All right.
And then as a junior, they drafted some hotshot shortstop. He was playing short at the time, and he was like, "Whatever. I guess he can play second base." And they're like, "Yeah, this Pedroia kid's kind of special.
They recruited to Pedroia. I like
And
it.
Kinsler said, "Smell you later." He went to Louisiana State or something, right? He was on the oh shoot, who's the Commanders quarterback? Jaden Daniels.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was on the Jaden Daniels plan. I'll do my undergrad work at ASU and then I'll go win a Heisman for Louisiana. Fine. But Kinsler, we're not mad at you. Welcome to second base.
All right.
So hold on a second. Am I showing the old Texas Stadium? Maybe I am. That's fine. I'll fix it in post. The one I had was tilted. The image was tilted diagonally, so our play call box completely obscured first base, so you couldn't tell what the guy's steal percentage was. So we can get that.
And that won't do.
We'll get that changed. It's fine.
If you watched our broadcast, that won't do.
Yeah, no, we are sticklers, as you can tell by our 20-second countdown to start the show.
We blew all our off-season budget on that.
Yeah, exactly.
I hope you all enjoyed it.
We're not made of money yet. All right, so for Oakland, they're facing a lefty, so we're looking at OPS versus left-handers. I mean, it's got to be Ricky leading off, right? I don't care who else is up here. And it looks like Jimmy Fox for sure cleaning up.
He was so good.
I mean, I wonder if he's I still feel like he's underrated as one of the 20 best ever, at least hitters, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And I wonder if that's just because he didn't have a full run in one place, right? Red Sox fans are clamoring that they don't get Jimmy Fox. And I'm like, he played like 4 or 5 more years more for the A's, right? You don't get him. It's like Cubs fans with Andre Dawson. Where's the Hawk? In Montreal, where he played for 12 years. Like, I know you love him, but
worth a shot.
That doesn't make him yours, right? The best are Padre fans, right? Because because of the fire sales down there, just about everybody in the late 90s played there for a year or two. And so they're always like, where's Fred McGriff? Where's Gary Sheffield? Where's Silvio Veras? And I'm like, come on. All right, so how we want to shake this out here, Rhoda? We got plenty of talent up here to divvy up, and almost all it's right-handed.
I would love to see Sal Bando in. Other than that, I'm not too particular.
You know why you want to see Sal Bando? Sun Devil, baby.
That's the reason.
And it's not I know you're not cherry picking these guys. It's just there's Sun Devil legends everywhere.
They're littered throughout our greater consciousness.
All over. Floyd Bannister
and Floyd Bannister,
Bob Horner, and I don't think all those guys are in, but whatever. Mike Kelly. All right, so Sal Bando.
So much Bob Horner on our TBS broadcast, the Braves, over the years.
Back when they had 2 hitters instead of 1. Simmons actually plays a dynamite left field, which moves Ricky to center where he's slightly below average. It's weird that a guy with wheels like Henderson had bad range in center field, but I guess there are angles you're supposed to take.
Yeah, same with Jacoby, right?
Yeah.
Ellsbury he's never ranked well. When you ever saw his user rating or whatever it was. Yeah.
Absolutely. And one weird thing that changed in the offseason, Bob Johnson played second base all year for the A's last year, but we checked the numbers. He only played like 35 games at second base. And the cutoff is supposed to be 45 games. So he actually shouldn't have qualified there. And so we cut him off. No more second base for you, Bob Johnson. But man, he can hit. I'm just thinking, did we play Bob Johnson over Jason Giambi? I mean, Cam's got a good point here, and this is a good thing to bring up. McGuire's peak does seem kind of low. Yeah, these are his numbers with Oakland. Remember when he was fighting? I think it was a heel injury that bothered him, sapped his numbers for years. He really only now factor in your PED argument wherever, right? But statistically, he only became a god in St. Louis. Over here, he is Jimmy Fox's caddy, and maybe even Giambi's, right? So it's just the reality of it. He is on the roster, but he doesn't start very often. I think we're going to put Giambi in there just to get a lefty. How's that?
Sure.
We'll DH him just so he can't do any Benihana damage over at first base. Jose Canseco in right. McGuire's sitting. Jimmy Dykes plays shortstop or second, probably. Yeah, second base for Jimmy Dykes.
Miggy and Mickey.
Mickey Cochran. You know Mickey Mantle is named after Mickey Cochran?
I did know that. Yeah.
Look at that. Some good trivia that you already knew. And Miguel Tejada will play short. So there you go.
Looking good. All right.
Yeah. I'm not saying McGuire was a bust in Oakland. Believe you me. In 1987, when a big red-headed guy named Mark started hitting homers for the A's, I was right in line. But his numbers definitely spiked.
He's no Kevin Moss. Let's put it that way.
No. His numbers really spiked in St. Louis. So here we go. It's time for baseball.
So when Cochran, Mantle, Tettleton. I like it.
I didn't know that.
I'm not getting any sound.
No? Let's see here. Man, I was sure I did that right. Hang on. We're going to stop the screen. We'll bring the screen back. Also share tab audio. That's exactly what I want. And we want this one. All right. And we're giving control of this is actually, we're the Rangers tonight. So Oakland will be controlled by them. Texas controlled by us. I'm going to hit the play ball button. You should hear a guy yell, play ball. No?
No. You want to try one more time?
I definitely want to try one more time because I'm fairly confident that I'm doing this right. So present, share screen. Okay, maybe I can just select the game. No, that's not working. Okay, we'll do the window. To share audio, share a tab or screen instead. Okay. So that's what I was doing. Screen, share audio, share. Oh, I think this worked. See if you hear this.
Yes. All right. We've got sound.
Now, for those of you who don't know and couldn't tell by the shirt hanging on my wall back there, Ricky's my favorite modern ball player. So we'll be trying to help the Rangers win. But if you think I'm mad at Ricky Henderson.
Sal, Bando.
This is nice, too. They pop up a screen now in the new edition of the game to let you know that was his first double on the year. I appreciate it. And this here is still his likelihood to steal the next base. And it changes, pitch to pitch, a bat to a bat. So he's probably not
Sal Bando.
Yeah, I love that his hat, he doesn't even care how bad his hat looks on his head.
That mustache, too. I love it. Oh, is he tagging?
Probably. He's Ricky Henderson, right?
You don't run on.
No.
Oh, scared by Juan Gonzalez.
Simmons.
Gonzalez has a 4 range and a 4 arm. That's what these numbers are. Defensive range. It's not necessarily how good the glove is. It's what they can get to. And then what their arm is.
It's a 10 mustache, though.
Yeah. Gonzalez is like, you sure I can't DH? All right. Henderson's 79% to steal third. Probably better keep an eye on him. Okay, that's better. Sometimes you throw over and it calms him down a little bit. Here's Al Simmons. If you've never heard of him, he's a friggin' beast.
Oh, man.
If he was playing today, he'd make $35 million a year and he'd be an influencer in the offseason.
Selling nutraceuticals or something?
Probably. And he just tripled in Ricky Henderson, and we'll see if he's safe, but it looks like it.
First baseman, Jimmy Fox.
Jimmy Fox, who they once said was not scouted but caught in a trap. Good line. Might pitch around old Jimmy Fox here, just because he terrifies me. That's
Man,
fine.
that's
I don't
okay.
mind. I don't mind walking Jimmy Fox when we're running around.
It's
Designated
slipping away.
Jason.
It's early, but we're behind. So here's Jason Giambi popping it up. It doesn't really show it because his name's so long.
Right
But-
fielder.
Oh, there it
Jose
is.
Canseco.
Seeing Ivan Rodriguez down here with a 10 range there aren't many guys with 10s. So that does my heart good. Hey, here's Jose. Oh, it's either a pass ball or a wild pitch right after I pubbed his D.
That's got to be a wild pitch.
Pass ball.
Oh man,
You suck.
it's falling apart.
Who's the backup? Jim Sundberg is like, I would have had that.
Jim Summer.
And whoever's sitting next to him, right? Buddy Bell is probably like, I know, Jim. I know. Coach never gives me a chance. There's Beltran getting it.
Pitching for Oakland. Jack Coombs.
Was it Summer that had that quote about how he won a couple of Gold Gloves and then he started catching Charlie Huff? He's like, once I started catching Charlie Huff, I never won another Gold Glove.
You would think it would be hard to transition, right, from regular catching to, trying to just flatten the ball.
Well, it must be so frustrating where you think it's easy catch, right? And then it's hitting your heel and off the webbing.
Huff is on the Rangers too, so in internal baseball, so we may see him sometime.
All right, here we go.
Greer. Oh, I gotta look it up.
Rafael Palmiro.
Rusty Greer's real first name is. I looked this up once. What's his name? I think it's Thurman. Yeah, Thurman Clyde Greer.
Thurman Clyde.
So he might be named after Thurman Munson, right? So I'm not going to openly ridicule him, but now I've lost my screen here. Hang on.
That's back. All right.
Yeah, well, I see the baseball. I just don't see you anymore. Here's Rafael Palmero. Probably pointing his finger at Jack Coombs as he goes back to the dugout.
Yeah, that's a great quote, Cameron. I love that one.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Eats the best. Here's Josh Hamilton. Yeah, that doesn't have the distance.
This could be a long day.
We had sidebar here because they used to say that was a home run in a phone booth.
Second baseman Jimmy.
We had I coached soccer in my daily life, and we had a kid with the most incredible foot skills this year, and he made a guy miss and fall down. Two more guys miss, and then guy number one got up and missed again. And I just shook my head and walked out and looked at my bench and said, he could make a guy miss in a phone booth. It was a good line. And these 14-year-olds looked up at me like, they don't know what a phone booth is.
But that's right.
It's a good line, man. And those I guess that's know your audience, right?
It's like when we were in the airport with my 7-year-old. He was just crawling, licking everything. And then finally, we're like, oh man. And so finally went over to like some of the phone booth areas. It's not actually a booth. It's just a bunch of phones. And he just started, grab one, started licking it and stuff. And I was like, that's probably the cleanest thing in this place. Like, I'm sure that hasn't been used in years.
Here's Jimmy Dykes. Mark the shirt. It's going to be a foot race. Okay.
Catcher.
Oh, and
Mickey
for your Yankee
Cochran.
fans out there, and I know a couple Yankee fans, we're going, how come Tex isn't on the Yankees? Dude, Tex can't make the Yankees. That's how good New York's roster is. So here's Mickey Cochran.
Cameron a little bit.
Shorts. Miguel
yeah.
Tejeda.
I was trying to explain to my kids a rotary phone the other day, and that was.
Oof, yeah. That's a long walk. Okay, so once in a while we'll hear
Tejeda.
and with some creative typing.
Tejada.
Better.
Tehada.
Canada. All right, we'll go with that. All right, next time you'll sound better, Miguel.
Ball 4.
And Ricky's back up. Soft spot
Ball 4.
for Ricky. And how mad is he that Tejada's in front of him? Just clogging up those bases.
Yeah, Tejada. Did he have a little bit of wheels for a
A
while
little
there?
bit, I think,
Yeah.
right? But he's 12% to steal third. Ricky's 92 to get second. And you know Ricky sent the double steal sign in to who's the A's man? Oh, I think it's
La Russa?
La Russa. Yeah, it must be La Russa. Here's Sal Banda with his crushed hat. Yeah, but he's all over this. Single to right. Will Tejada go? He will and score easily. And just like that, it's 3-0 A's. C.J. Wilson, 51 pitches out of 105 pitch count. So he's still got some room. Texas's bullpen isn't much better than
Right
their
fielder,
rotation.
Juan
So just
Gonzalez.
to show you what we're working with here. Hey, happy birthday, Mitch Williams. Maybe we'll get you in there if things get worse.
We're gonna have 6 innings of Charlie Huff.
Yeah. Oh, I'm showing the starters too. Let me get them out of here. Huff must be their 5th or swing starter. Doc Medich. Yeah, Wetland, Feliz Cordero.
Yeah, that's actually not too bad.
Brutal. I've seen worse. In Washington. But fine. Okay, so Juan Gonzalez, help us out. Al Simmons is a really good fielder. So, oh no, somebody's
First
hurt.
baseman, Mark
Gonzalez is
Teixeira.
hurt,
We should have DH'd him, man. He knew what he was talking about.
injured, out of game. Well, good thing we got the Washington Monument ready to take over. Here's a text.
Strike 3.
Dope. Strike him out. Throw him out.
Catcher, Ivan Rodriguez.
It's probably too small to get a good look at, but this is the National Baseball Hall of Fame logo, which we have on the enshrinees. We've got quite a bit of that. It's off the wall, I think. Yep. Okay, try for a triple with Rodriguez with 2 outs, safe chance 82%.
I don't know. I'm kind of tempted, but we don't really. It doesn't make sense. I guess.
kind of think he's in scoring position, and the ball was hit to left field. So,
All right.
if you're new to the program, I'm the kick the field goal guy, and Roto's it's just a guard. You can get a guard. So we make a good comp.
Who was the LSU coach? Was it Les Miles? They caught. He basically just went for everything on 4th down all the time.
Every time. Try for a triple with Rodriguez. No, we'll let our catcher have the stand-up double.
Third baseman, number 29.
The camera nailed that with
Here we go.
Juan Gonzalez.
Yeah, that was.
We do have a rule though. Once it's after the 4th inning, we can get a little more loose. Right with our.
Yeah.
We can get a little more aggressive. That's sort of our rule of thumb.
Yeah. Plus, they can't throw over more than 3 times now, so we should be more aggressive. Here's Adrian Beltre. Look at this.
Ooh, there we go. Here we go.
Send Rodriguez
Yeah.
on. Safe chance 93.
Hey, you're on the board. Let's do it.
Canseco powering up that arm. Yeah. Wow. You don't see
Shortstop,
Canseco actually
Michael
hit the cutoff
Young.
man very often. Here's Michael Young. I think it's a snap throw down to first.
Oh, he got it.
Yeah, snap throw. Mickey Cochran just tore his Beltre at first base. All right, we got a big gaping hole there in right field, Roto.
All right, I think you got to go Howard. I think, but unless there's some other.
Howard played right terribly,
Well, it can't be any worse than Nelson Cruz.
but better than Cruz, actually. So yeah, that's our guy. Go get him, Frank.
All right.
That's where that depth comes in. Look at this guy, right? Like, come on,
This glasses.
with the Coke bottle glasses, right? Like, but I got a Rangers photo of him at least. So There weren't that
Like
many
it.
of them. All right.
Looking good.
Jimmy Fox hitting a 9-hopper to Sun Devil Ian Kinsler. And if you're, again, new to eternal baseball and you're like, where's Corey Seager? He'll be here. He just has to be more Ranger than Dodger to get here. So it's going to be a while. One of the big names that changed teams just for season 5 is Manny Machado. Is finally more Padre than Oriole. So over he comes, but it's a long tail. Dodger fans, when we posted their lineup, were like, where the hell is Mookie Betts? I'm like, he's in Boston. Where he should have always been, if not for management deciding they didn't like paying players, even homegrown generational talents.
That was a strange one because he was so liked too. It was
good, right?
Yeah.
And I think the dagger of that was nothing they got turned out, right? They got everything they got, didn't turn into anything for Dugo and Jeter Downs and whoever else was in that deal. Never really became what they were hoped to be. So, yeah.
That was a strange one.
Here's Jason Giambi. And I knew how good he was in right field, but I hadn't watched 5 consecutive Mookie Betts games until the World Series. I think he's the best right fielder I've ever seen play.
He's good.
It's like a no doubles defense all game in right field.
I mean, the way you battle those Yankees fans on that.
Of course, we're going to have a couple of stereotypical Yankee fans grab his wrist and pull the ball out.
I just love the fact that he just yanked it. And then they're like, hey, what?
Yeah. And then their 15 minutes lasted shorter than Hawk to a Girl. Like, and good thing, too, because you can't just thug it up at the ballpark. That was garbage.
Did they get it? Was only a year ban? Or how
Something
long?
like that. Yeah.
Wow.
And you know they'll be outside, right? Banging a drum or something. Whatever. Here's Jason Giambi. And Howard gets tested right away. Jose Canseco sitting down. Jimmy Dykes. Teixeira's got it. Great glove. I remember as a Yankee fan going from Mattingly to Tino Martinez to Mark Teixeira, and then Giambi took over at first place, and he had an error in like game number 1, just like couldn't scoop a low throw. And like my brain couldn't process it, right? Because that hadn't happened. I know it happened, but it hadn't really happened since like 1984. I'm like, I don't even know what I'm looking at here. We signed him for how long? Ooh. All right, so.
Oh, sorry, Cameron. Just saw your comment.
Yeah, I don't think it's a good point. If there's better options, I don't think there is. Texas is pretty light as far as center fielders go.
Billy Butler.
Yeah.
Was country breakfast? Was he country
I
breakfast?
think it was country breakfast. Yeah.
That is an all-time great nickname.
Pretty good. Gonzalez actually qualifies in center, which is.
Well, I lost your feed, Mark, if you're still there. There you are. Okay, I see you again.
I did have a pop-up.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah. Oh, yeah, I just lost you for a sec. I don't know if the rest of the broadcast did or not, but
That's just the man trying to keep me down.
you froze me there, man. I panicked. I was like, oh, man. I'm going to have to do like a stand-up routine or something.
Nate, where are you?
Nate, yeah.
All right, we're gonna have to pick it up here. It's been so long. We're chatting tonight. We're running
Second
late.
baseman.
Oh, Mike has, let's see. Mike has a couple.
Yeah.
Country breakfast, dude. I love it.
Howard is a 5 in center field. I find that hard to believe.
Wow. It almost be
he's
worth
not.
it.
Howard isn't even eligible in center field.
Oh, okay. Huh. I was gonna say, it almost be worth it to see that big dude patrol it, but
yeah, I think we're good. I don't even know if Howard ever played center field. Regardless, we're running late, and we start an hour later this year, so it's Ian Kinsler time.
I misread those lines all the time too, Cameron.
Right, and it's always a good time for a country breakfast. Here's a Thurman Clyde Greer. Oh, shooting it the other way.
Oh, here we go. You got it.
Will we test?
Yes. No?
They didn't
Not even a
option. He was barely safe.
Oh, my goodness.
So first and third, 1 out for Rafael Palmeiro. He walks. Oh, I'm smelling it.
Oh, it's a big inning. Who's up? Who we got? Ivan?
Josh Hamilton.
Oh, Josh Hamilton. All right, here we go. This is the game.
Down 3. It could very well be. He sends it to center. Ricky has no idea which way to run. I think it's over his head. Oh, no, he did catch it.
Right fielder.
Sack fly.
Frank
Fly.
Howard.
Cameron has another comment about Billy Butler. I can't even. There must be some great YouTube highlights of that guy. Just. Oh.
He did say he was a Royals fan. So. Here's Frank Howard off the bench to play Superman. Nope.
Oh.
To tap out to short.
Dang it.
Well,
that wasn't even Campaneris. Come on.
Right. Where's Campy? Here's Mickey Cochran.
Well, we're hanging around, though, huh?
Yeah, you know what? We're competitive. We can't always say that. Miguel Tejada. Sitting down. Ricky Henderson. Foul tipped it. Man, that Ricky Henderson's something. All right, Thurman Clyde Rusty Greer has a chance to dive for this with 2 outs. A 56% chance to make the catch.
100%. Yes.
Yeah, I think you got to do that. Okay. Greer dive, yes. Great play.
Great play, Rusty Greer.
If he misses it, it goes past him. Ricky's got a double or a triple.
Or an outside the park.
Ricky's going to get a double or a triple out of that single anyway. So
that's true.
I'm good with it. All right, here's the sheriff.
I love how this is turned into a country breakfast. Like expose on his fielding. That's the best part about these podcasts.
I can change the headline on the YouTube video. It can be Country Breakfast Defensive Discussion. Now, here's where I'm going to call a little bit of BS. Teixeira is a 90% to steal second base right now. I don't think he was a 90% in Little League.
We have to send him.
I think we're in.
We have to, right? just for the novelty of it.
So wait a minute. Teixeira. Oh, wait a minute. I was looking at Rodriguez. I was like, with Rodriguez behind the plate, that doesn't work. They're teammates. But Hall of Famer Mickey Cochran can't catch him.
This is our match. This is the one-on-one matchups to make the game so great.
Teixeira didn't get a jump. So now he's back to normal. 50%.
I'm pretty sure 50% was normal.
Is it possible Coombs had the ball in his glove and was picking his nose or something, and that the stars aligned? Oh, well.
He fielded 800. Cameron is another. That's actually higher than I expected.
So bad.
Although I guess his rate, I can't imagine what his UCR rating was.
Right. That's rough. Double for Ivan Rodriguez.
All right, let's tie it up. Who we got? Hey. All right, Beltre. Let's do it.
All right. Second and third, Beltre at the plate. He sends one to Henderson in shallow center.
Send him.
I mean, you probably got it, right? 66% chance safe with 1 out.
I think you do it.
Henderson's got a weak arm, so I'm with you. And then send Rodriguez to third? Sure. No? 65. But we're sending both, so we'll get one of them.
Okay. All right. You seem confident. Oh.
See?
Yes.
See,
All right.
Roto, it's like I always tell you, man, you can't just go station to station. You got to live that life right on the edge, man. Here's Michael Young.
Jack Coombs.
We should have squeezed. Why didn't we squeeze? Dang
Oh,
it.
it would have been.
It's not after the fourth. Okay.
If he had, is it not the fourth yet? Good Lord, we're moving slow. If he had walk-up music, it should have been Forever Young, dude. How big of an ego play would that have been, right? Just the hook.
Yeah, it's a little.
Come on. You got, if what's his bucket can use Baby Shark, Gerardo Parra can use Baby Shark. I think he can use Forever Young.
Fair enough. I'll give it to you.
Here's Ian Kinsler walking.
All right, double
Setting
steal.
up that double steal opportunity. 93% for Kinsler.
Have to.
Are we double stealing or just?
I don't know. Let's see what it gives us the option for. Second.
Owner,
Let's do it, man.
All right.
First game of the season. Let's.
Throw goes through. I think we did it.
Hey.
We totally did it.
All right.
Cochran guns to second. Rodriguez is running home safe. Rodriguez stole home. A phrase that was never used in his 20-year MLB career.
Man, good for us. We're rolling right now.
Yes, they can't stop us. Rusty Greer with a 9-hopper to short.
Get there. Safe.
He's safe.
All right.
First and third, Roto.
Should we do another double steal?
I think you got to let Palmeiro hit. Greer's only 69%.
Man, the mustaches in this game, though. Outstanding.
Palmeiro with a little line
Holy
shot.
moly.
Left. Kinsler's in. Greer to third is 98%.
I think you got to do it.
Send it. It might be time to get Jack Coombs out of the game, Oakland. Look at that. Look at Eddie Plank. He was a good-looking son of a bitch. Josh Hamilton. Sitting down. That's all right.
Mike's got another. Oh, Cameron and Mike got a couple more. Yeah.
It's a good point. Good point. Yeah, that's not bad. Oh, and Cameron agreed with us. Yeah. This is the right call. So here we go, up 5-3. Now,
yes.
Wilson's only got 21 pitches left in him, so it's probably his last inning.
It's Charlie Huff time.
We need him. He's a starter, man. Can't burn him. Look at Sal Bando.
Whoa.
Come on,
He's got it. He's got it.
Rusty's all about it. Here's Al Simmons. A tapper. Oh, it's a share of bumbles, but it goes to Wilson anyway. 2 down. Jimmy Fox. Sitting down.
Wow. I guess he's going 9.
He's done. but not bad. 3 runs in 5 innings.
That was a good effort.
Yeah. Here's the monument. Wonder what his steal number looks like. 27.
Higher than I thought it was going to be.
Teixeira. Striking. All right, so let's look at this bullpen here. Or let's look at the Oakland roster, where they're at. So it'll be Giambi, Canseco, Dykes, and then a bunch of right-handers. So that's who's coming up for Oakland. In the Texas bullpen, we got plenty of guys. Looks like Wetland's probably the closer. But Feliz, Cordero, Mitch Williams, no. Daryl Knowles, he's our lefty.
Let's get Neftali up. He had a couple good years, right?
He did, yeah. So did Cordero. So there is some talent there. Let's see what Pudge can do. Flattened out Bando's hat. Great play by ASU Salbando. Beltran gave it a ride, but Jose looks like he's under it. He is.
That's never a sure thing when he's close to the wall.
It's off his head. Here's Neftali Feliz.
Neftali Feliz.
Neftali. Oh, I'm sorry.
Ball four.
Oh boy.
Here we go.
Yeah, Feliz only has 25 pitches in that arm, so if it goes sideways
Ball four.
like
Take your
this,
base.
I can,
probably got
you can walk the Bash Brothers.
yeah,
We need you for one thing, Neftali.
yeah.
Walk the Bash Brothers.
All right, we'll get Cordero.
Neftali.
More like Neftali. Here's Jimmy Dykes. A bunt.
Oh.
Bastard. He's down. Now Mickey Cochran.
You want to get Mitch up or the other guy?
I got Cordero up.
Okay.
Because it's mainly righties coming up. Maybe
All
I should
right.
have got a lefty for Cochran. He got some of that. Look at run, Frank. He got there. But Giambi's motoring home. 5-4. All right. Phillies probably has one more. Don't mess us up, Clara. It's a shallow fly. Hamilton's under it, and they escape. Great play by Josh Hamilton. He's going to go out later and celebrate. Here's Michael Young. That's got some spark under it, but not Ricky Scott. Ian Kinsler. Nope, Ricky's got that too. Here's Rusty Greer
Strike three.
sitting down. All right, so it's definitely Cordero time
Okay.
because Feliz is tired.
Pitching for Texas, Francisco.
He's so happy to
Cordero.
be here. That looks like high school yearbook photo, right? Looks good in the senior photos.
Strike three.
Sitting down,
Ooh.
Ricky.
All right.
But Bando sends one to the gap. Got a double for Sal Bando. Here's, I was going to say Ron Simmons. I mean, right-hander, Al Simmons.
Strike three.
Sit down.
All right. Here we go. One more.
You want to pitch to Fox with 2 outs?
Yes.
All right. I don't want to pitch to Fox ever.
Can of corn.
Rusty Greer's all over that.
Pitching for Oakland.
Oh!
Oh, love it.
Come on. After this game, you know he's going to go out and win wacky races against Grape Ape and Penelope Pitstop.
That mustache was outstanding.
So good. Great picture, too. Come on. All right. Palmera.
Ball four.
Walk in.
Use some insurance.
We definitely could. That's how I sounds like an impression. That's a good point. Josh Ham. Foul ball.
Foul ball.
Hamilton can't bunt at all.
Strike three.
Hmm.
Neither can Frank because it's a long way to get that bat down, right? Like,
Gotta say, I really like Sal Bando's collar. That's a nice look.
he's got a lot going on there.
All right. Who we got? Is this
With
okay?
2
Come on,
outs.
Tashara.
Hold on a second. Let me look at our bullpen. Where are we at here? Wetland's our closer. Oof.
I'm okay bringing Wetland in an inning early.
He's only got 25 pitches, though, so that means somebody else is going to pitch the 9th. I'm okay with deploying a closer in the 8th.
Should we do Wild Thing in the 9th? Here we go.
I mean,
Getting exciting.
you could argue that, yeah, because it's Giambi coming up, that he gets Giambi, because you can do that in eternal baseball.
Yeah.
So if you want to go lefty, I think that's defendable.
Okay.
But we're not. This is the 7th, man. Or it'll be the 8th. Oh, it'll be the 8th. All right. So we'll get Wild Thing up on his birthday. God, that sounds like a bad idea.
It's a terrible idea.
Wait a minute. We've got a different lefty. We've got a better lefty.
Than Mitch Williams?
Daryl Knowles.
I beg to differ, sir.
Look, man. I can't sit him down because I just told him to get up. I got to give him at least a pitch to go, no, I'm just kidding. Happy birthday, Mitch.
Mitch Williams against a prime Jose Canseco. Now that's a
I mean, that probably happened, right?
that's a matchup I want to see.
Because he was in Texas around then. All right, so Giambi, here, numbers down here, he's much better versus righties. We definitely want somebody in there. I think it's our boy Daryl Knowles. I'll let Mitch keep throwing.
Pitching for Texas, Daryl Knowles.
Strike
He
three.
got him, bro.
This is the one I'm
Yeah.
apprehensive about this one.
His numbers, I mean, they are better, but they're not psycho better.
All right, let's see it. Ugh.
Look at that.
Huh?
Mm.
All right.
And Dykes doesn't scare me too much. So,
All right.
Look at that. We found our setup guy.
There you go. Good planning.
Love it. All right. So, Irod. Fingers control like 70 pitches or something.
I saw that.
It's
Yeah, he's
holy
good to go.
arm, right? Here's-
Mike. I remember, like, who was it? Was it Rivers that was getting all the Ozzie Canseco cards just in case?
He's always planning ahead. That's
Yeah.
true. Hey, we can try for a triple with Beltray, 86% with 1 out.
I mean, we shouldn't, but
It's Ricky's terrible arm. So
let's do it. Let's do it.
go Beltray. Oh boy, that doesn't look good at all. He's in there.
Look at that save.
Look at this.
Really? Wow,
That's
interesting.
solid. One of those two was a homer. seems
Impressive.
legit. Okay. So Michael Young, I think I forget if he can bunt or not.
Was that a
Runner on
six?
third, 1 out.
Oh, should we squeeze him? I think that's a 6, doesn't it?
I can't tell.
Roll over him one more time.
Oh, no, bunt 0.
Really, Michael Young? You just assume that guy would have that in his toolbox, right?
He was far enough ago that they made players like do things like that. But
Huh.
we'll
That's
look into it.
surprising. All
For
right.
now, he's a 0, so he hits.
Strike three.
Or he doesn't.
Jeez.
With 2 down,
I feel like we should send him to the minors for having a 0 bunting
right?
ability.
So bad. And get Toby Hurrah.
Hurrah. That's sounds like a
We're going to hear from his fans, guaranteed. Kinsler with a walk. He's 23% to steal there, though.
all right, Greer. Greer's having a decent game. Let's do
Yeah,
this.
not bad.
Ooh,
Foul ball.
I bet Greer can bunt. Just as check for the heck of it.
You would think a 3 out of 10.
Really? Man, no fundamentals anymore.
And there's 2 down, right? So, yeah. A tapper to Miguel. He goes to second. That'll do it. Okay, so here's where it's tricky. Our right-handed closer is ready, but so is lefty Mitch Williams with lefty Mickey Cochran coming up. His Cochran splits aren't terribly different. So I think this is a John Wetland show.
All right. I want to sit the birthday boy down.
No. I want him ready.
All right.
Just in case
Pitching for
Wetland pulls a
Texas.
hamstring.
John Wetland.
Wetland. Okay. Oh, no.
Jump. Jump.
We're already running late. Starting an hour late. And Mickey Cochran has to tie it up to the top of the 9th off friggin' John Wetland.
Should have brought
Man.
Charlie Huff in.
This is exactly what it feels like in the press box. Because all any reporter wants is the game to end quick and on time or quick. And so professional media don't cheer ever, but they groan when someone ties it up in the ninth or like the third period. Like, ah. Oh, look, Ricky's 93% to steal. Now he's 94. So we've angered him. Now he's 95. That's great.
He's gone.
I can't throw over again.
You might as well. It's going to be the same result.
It was Pudge, too. Bando.
Oh.
Get there, Josh. All right.
Is he tagging?
Nope.
Wow. Man, Henderson is respecting the outfield arms today.
Here's Al Simmons.
Sit down. Is the press box always catered?
Yeah, pretty much, but it was bad food. Yeah.
Was it? Okay.
For those of you who are new, I worked in sports radio for about 8 years. So I did my time flashing the media badge. It was a lifetime ago. Here's Rafael Palmeiro. Still fingers, because why wouldn't it be? Palmeiro.
Whoa.
Canseco goes into the crowd and brings it back.
Oh. What?
Oh, he did that all the time, Roto. The funny thing is, he actually got beat up by 2 Yankee fans down there. Never saw it coming. Here's Josh Hamilton. Come on, man.
Just need a dinger. Come on.
Right? Canseco's all world. Frank Howard. Come on, Frank.
Come on, Frankie. Oh, that's not going to do it.
No, it's not. Ugh, extras.
Oh.
Okay. Probably barbecue, right?
Oh, probably pretty good, yeah. It's kind of like the old airlines where the food was decent way back when.
Sports Radio 810, the sports radio in Kansas City. All right, Jimmy Fox. Oh, this is Wetlands. I was going to say Wetlands looks like he might be getting tired.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Okay.
John Wetland. Well, everything's bigger in Texas, including that 900-foot homer he just gave up.
It's Mitch Williams.
It is Mitch Williams' time. Long, but it's coming. Yeah, go ahead, Mitch. Happy birthday.
Pitching for Texas.
Look at the baby.
Mitch Williams.
Yeah, wow. Steak and taters, hot dogs. Oh, man. That does sound good. I'm getting hungry.
Right? It's only because we've been on here for like 3 hours. All right. Wait a minute. We need to get somebody ready for Williams. One batter in.
Charlie Huff. Get him up, Webb.
He's a starter, man. They need him.
Oh, he just pitched. Did he just pitch 140 innings?
Something like that.
Like yesterday? Or 2 days ago?
Bosman threw 47 innings yesterday. So it is Doc Medich. I think that's how you say it.
Ooh, nacho chips.
So
that sounds so good.
That right after you bring in Mitch Williams, you got to call a doctor.
All right. Pretty good, Mitch.
Straight out. He's going to get out of this. All right, so here we go. Bottom of the 10th, down 6-5.
Yeah, we got some decent bats. There we go.
Not bad. Plus fingers. Now, here's where we're going to play devil's advocate here. Because the computer doesn't always get it right.
I'll be right
back. Not that Raleigh Fingers has been rough, but we're going to take over Oakland just to get Eckersley up and probably in. Because that's what you would do. So, with Raleigh Fingers, this is probably his last bat. And then it'll be X time. Teixeira grounds out, 1 down.
All right, come on, Pudge.
Oakland does the old mound trip. They say Fingers can still go, and we say that's great. But we have one of the best closers of all time. So
Pitching
here
for
comes
Oakland,
the Eck.
Dennis Eckersley.
And then we'll give control back to Oakland. We got Pudge. Let's check our bench just in case. OPS versus righties. Yeah, we got nobody that can help. All right, so it is what it is. We roll with what we got. Ooh, look at Pudge. Looking frisky.
All right, what do we got here? Let's see.
26%. I don't know that we have a base stealer.
Toby, hurrah!
It's actually who it is. Stole 19 bases.
Oh, did he really?
Yep.
I didn't realize he was a base stealer at all.
So here he comes in as the pinch runner.
Hurrah!
There he is. Look at the stash. 78% roto.
Dude, that is. I think we should do it.
I think I'm not counting on two guys getting hits.
Yes, let's send him.
Right?
Let's send him.
He goes. He's me.
Oh, come on.
Look, man, it wasn't just us.
All right, we'll blame Cameron. Even though that showed up like 10 seconds after we sent him.
He still typed it. 2 down for Adrian Beltre, the last hope. It's a shot, but Ricky.
Oh,
and just like that. 6
Final score from Globe Life Park. In 10 innings, Oakland 6, Texas 5. Texas has lost 5 in a row. Rollins
first roto of the season.
He is now 1-1 on the season.
Check the comment.
Up the loss. He is now 0-1 on the season. Dennis gets the save. Number 3. Cochran hit home run number 1 on the season.
No more heckling. Ban that guy.
Time of the game, 3 hours, 56 minutes.
It felt like 3 hours and 56 minutes, I'll be honest with you. And Eck was, when you see the box scores here, the one thing that's kind of funky is this STF column means stuff. Like sometimes pitchers say, I have my good stuff going today. So blank just means normal. You can get a minus or a double minus or a plus or a double plus. So Eck was dealing today. And so was Mitch Williams on his birthday. So we're sorry we said anything bad about you, Mitch. But the player of the game is Mickey Cochran. And Juan Gonzalez will be out until December 2nd. With a sprained pride, apparently. But there you go. It's usually quicker than that. We were a little chatty tonight. And we had a good game that went to extras. Not too far into extras, which is the best kind. So if you like what you saw, tell your friends. You can share this video. It's up on YouTube. And we'll be back next week with another game of the week. Hope you're enjoying Eternal Baseball. We'll try to find our intro, which is also our outro. So if this feels a little abrupt, it's because it was. But thanks for joining us tonight. We'll see you next week when we'll try to free Willie Randolph when we bring you another edition of the Eternal Baseball Podcast.
Thanks, everyone.